How's it going, everyone? Thrifty the Mystic. It's the powerful I am. We're getting into the book of Matthew even further, touching on Matthew 6, verse 28. And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. This, in its essence, uses lilies of the field as a symbolic mirror in itself, to reveal the contrast between natural spiritual growth and human anxiety. Why take thought for raiment expands the earlier message about worry. But here clothing symbolizes identity, image, status, you see, in itself. And the outward appearance you present to the world itself. Raiment represents the masks people wear, the roles they cling to, and the identity constructed from external validation. Jesus is asking why the heart obsesses over how it appears rather than who it truly is. Consider the lilies of the field as a spiritual instruction. Lilies symbolize purity, effortless growth, beauty without striving, and life rooted in divine order. The field symbolizes the natural world that operates in perfect harmony with spiritual law. Lilies do not force themselves open, they do not struggle to become beautiful. Their growth is a byproduct of alignment with their nature. They represent a soul that grows through surrender, not effort, driven by fear. How they grow symbolizes the hidden process of spiritual development. Lilies grow from within. They rely on internal design, not external pressure. This is a message about trusting your internal purpose rather than attempting to manufacture a false identity. They toil not, neither do they spin, symbolize the absence of anxious self-creation. Lilies do not stress about fitting in, competing, or being seen. They do not craft identity through comparison or performance. They simply express what they were created to be. This is an invitation to trust your divine design instead of anxiously constructing an image. This verse teaches the deep lesson that true beauty, identity, and growth do not come from striving but from alignment with your inner truth, because it speaks directly to the psychology of self image, anxiety, and identity formation. When Jesus asks, why take thou thought for raiment? He's addressing the human tendency to build identity from the outside in. In the architecture of the mind, clothing symbolizes the external layers of identity: appearance, social status, roles, performance, and how others perceive you. Worrying about raiment represents the mental pattern of basing self worth on external validation. This type of anxiety activates the brain's of social survival circuits. Humans are wired to seek acceptance because, historically, belonging to a group meant safety in itself. When the mind fears rejection, the amygdala triggers stress responses, producing worry about how one appears, what one wears, and how one is perceived. Chronic concern about social image keeps the nervous system in a state of vigilance, weakening self-confidence and authenticity. Consider the lilies of the field serves as a psychological reorientation. Lilies represent beings not driven by insecurity, comparison, or approval seeking. They grow without self-consciousness. This symbolizes the natural growth that happens when the mind is free from obsessive self-monitoring. When a person stops anxiously evaluating themselves, inner creativity, intuition, and authenticity emerge. As much as we're talking about these teachings, these things, let's not lie to ourselves. It's easier said than done. It's very difficult to quiet the voice up there in the head. It's very difficult to be, to just be in essence. How they grow points to internal processes. Growth in the human mind happens through neuroplasticity, where new thoughts, behaviors, and identities are formed from within, not from external pressure. They toil not, neither do they spurn, highlights the absence of unnecessary mental labor. Anxiety, overthinking, and identity performance consume cognitive resources, leaving no space for real development. Jesus is teaching that self-worth must come from internal alignment, not external appearance. When the mind releases its fixation on image, the nervous system relaxes and authentic growth begins. The lilies model a mind free from the burden of pretending. It's very beautiful when we think of it in terms of the cosmic laws, because it reveals a powerful cosmic truth itself. Growth happens naturally when a being aligns with its essence, not when it struggles to manufacture identity. Nature is the greatest teacher of this principle. When Jesus says, "Consider the lilies of the field," he's drawing attention to the effortless harmony found in creation. Lilies do not force their petals open. They do not stress over becoming beautiful. They do not compare themselves to other flowers. Their growth is a simple outcome of divine design. Lilies symbolize beings fully aligned with their purpose and frequency. Their expansion is guided by the same intelligence that governs stars, seasons, oceans, and galaxies. They grow because their universe supports what is true to itself. When Jesus says, "They toil not, neither do they spin," he highlights the contrast between natural growth and human striving. Humans often try to create identity through effort, fear, and artificial construction. But nothing in nature becomes what it is through stress. Stress is the enemy of alignment. There, we can say that all we want. It is an enemy of alignment in itself, but it's very easy to stress in this world. We have so many things we worry about from day to day, so many things that we need to do, so many things we need to keep up with, bills, all these things. They build up all the anxiety and all these things within us. It's very difficult at times to flow with the universe in itself. The field symbolizes divine order. Every organism in the field receives what it needs through natural provision: sunlight, water, soil, time, and space. Cosmic law states that any being connected to its source will receive what it needs for expression and evolution. This is why lilies flourish without force. They are rooted in the field, the symbol of oneness with divine intelligence. Why take ye the thought for raiment? Reinforce the cosmic principle that identity grounded in appearance is unstable. Lilies radiate beauty because they are aligned, not decorated. True beauty and expansion come from inner alignment, not external construction. This verse teaches that in the cosmic order, authenticity is rewarded with provision, and striving is replaced with natural unfolding. When you return to your essence, growth in itself becomes effortless. It's a powerful and practical shift for daily living. Stop obsessing over how you appear and focus instead on who you are becoming. When Jesus says, "Why take ye thought for raiment?" he is addressing the modern struggle of insecurity, comparison, and the pressure to present a perfect image. Many people spend more time curating an appearance than cultivating inner substance within themselves. This verse calls you to reverse that pattern. Raiment represents everything external you worry about: how others see you, how you compare, whether you look successful enough, whether you seem put together enough. These concerns drain emotional energy and create anxiety. They make you perform life instead of living it. When your identity depends on external appearance, your peace becomes fragile. Consider the lilies as an invitation to slow down, observe nature, and learn the principle of effortless authenticity. Lilies grow without forcing themselves, without trying to impress, without doubting their worth. They grow because it is their nature to grow. This teaches you to allow your inner development to guide your outer world, instead of forcing an identity that is disconnected from your truth. They toil not, neither do they spin, challenges the habit of overworking to prove your value. Many people hustle, not from purpose, but from fear. They grind to feel worthy. They strive to maintain an image. This verse teaches that true growth comes from alignment, not anxiety. When you are grounded in your purpose, confidence rises naturally. When you stop trying to impress others, you begin to impress yourself. This verse encourages you to focus on character. Do not focus on your outward appearance. Invest in the growth of yourself and not the image that you want to portray to other people. Let authenticity replace the performances that you put up. Especially, I know in the workplace, a lot of people are very performative, very fake. Be more authentic. Allow your life to unfold instead of forcing it. When you live like the lilies, you live in peace and your life begins to bloom without strain because you are being yourself. And next one, we take it even deeper in Matthew 6, verse 29. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Until next time, family.